It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. I am excited that you're hanging out with us today as we conclude 2021, calendar year 2021 here on the Extended Play Lounge with our first returning band. We are going back to where it all started half a year ago, practically, with Dream Theater. And today, by popular request, we are looking at 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. So, y'all, the voting was pretty close on this, whether we go with the 20-year anniversary live version with the orchestra on stage or we go with the original studio recording. I would have been happy with either one, but I am pleased to be looking at the original studio recording released in 2002. We are looking at the second disc, which of this double disc album. The entire second disc is listed as a single 42-minute song divided into 8 parts in true Dream Theater fashion. As I read in, the music is by the band. The lyrics are written by Petrucci and Portnoy. More information about this from the band's website. The album explores different themes of lifetime struggle, such as alcoholism, loss of faith, self-isolation, sanctity of life, and death. The title track explores these stories of 6 individuals suffering from various mental illnesses. They go on to say that the musical styles that we will hear in this long track reflect the large variety of influences that they have, including classical, folk, jazz, and metal. So they're going to put it all in a blender and Dream Theater comes out. Related to 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, I thought of the concept of 6 degrees of separation. And that's the theory that any person on the planet can be connected to any other person through a chain of acquaintances that has no more than 5 intermediaries. So we may feel like we're alone and in this kind of on our own, but we are not alone, my friends. So mental illness and mental struggles are something that has plagued our family in more recent times. So I am going to be quite interested to go through this piece and react to the themes that the band is putting forth, the lyrics, the music, and I am thankful that you're along for the ride with me. So we've got James Labrie on lead vocals, John Petrucci on guitars and vocals, Jordan Rudess on the keyboards, John Myung on bass, and Mike Portnoy on drums and vocals. Let's see, y'all. As a cocktail today, I haven't pulled out our good old friend Lafroig in a while. This is another one of our Isla scotches. It's actually Megan's favorite, but I like it too. And so we're going to pour a nice little bit of Lafroig. It is peaty. It is smoky. It is uber delicious in my book. So I have my cocktail. I hope you have yours or whatever you would like to accompany you on this listening experience. So grab your drink, grab your snacks, take your pregame pee, y'all. It's going to be a while. We've got about 42 minutes of music to get through, and I like to talk occasionally. So let's have some fun, shall we? Let's look at 6 Degrees of Separation by Dream Theater as we start with the Overture, which is an instrumental. Here we go. Already sounds like Dream Theater. I warmed up on C. That's where they landed there. At 7 to 5, back to 1. 5/6, 1/5, 5/5. Oh! It's a descending fifth sequence. I understand what some of y'all were talking about with the available virtual instruments of the time, and it can sound a little dated. I don't mind. They're putting together these sounds and mixing them as they want them to sound. And I know that the orchestra would be wonderful to listen to, but this is great as well. Wow, like a true classic overture, going through different thematic motives. It's a heck of a move. I think they moved by like a tritone from where they were. Hard to believe this album is almost 20 years old. Yeah, that would have been cool to hear with some trumpets, some real trumpets. It's kind of, we call that an ostinato, a repetitive rhythmic pattern. Right, that pattern that can then take over and be like a layer of the sandwich, and you can do other things over the top of it. Off they go down by half steps, a long way. Same thing they did before, but in a different key. 6, minor 4, 1, 5/5. And that's the minor 4 chord. They go from a 5/5 to a minor 4 chord. A couple major 7ths. 4 major 7. Yeah, they moved to E. This theme again. It's E minor A. Those little circle of fifth progressions are great because you can get off the wheel at any time and be in a new key. Another one of those chromatic third movements that I've heard Dream Theater do a lot this year. They do a lot of those direct modulations. oh no, these all sound by half step, and they're back in C, kind of where they started. You know, if I was sitting in an orchestra seat, hearing this performed to start a show, I'm excited for what's to come. Okay, so as in times past, I have this set up in different windows. So each of these tracks are going to stop in between. It allows me just a little bit of more control over the pacing of how fast we move from one song to another. Because I'm going to try not to stop as we start with these songs once we get to each part of it. So that was the Overture. And now we're going to About to Crash. Let's see what they got. Here we go. Part 2. With lyrics as dark as this, it's sure a happy sounding tune so far. She seems so high, he knows that she can't fly, and when she falls out of the sky, he'll be standing by. So again, we're talking about mental illness, and I think in this first song, we're talking about a girl or a lady that's struggling with bipolar disorder. That's what I think when I read this.
Perfect teenage girl, and everyone thought highly of her, and she cried every day with endless drive.
I love when the bass stays steady and the chords change over the top of it. It's like a D over an E chord, kind of going back and forth with E. Six chord. All she wants to do is cry. No one ever knew she was so sad.
Even though she gets so high and thinks that she can fly, she will fall out of the sky.
Hard to talk about our mental struggles, isn't it? No, it's been hard for me to talk about my own mental struggles.
Feeling better, she had
trying to get better at it. Because if somebody knows, then you're you're not alone, right? One, two, three, four, five. Another five.
Much too hard that she resumed a frantic pace. Boundless past midnight hour, she enjoyed the race.
James' voice sounds really fantastic on this album. I know it's practically 20 years in the past, but I'm quite impressed with his sound so far as well. Really nice slowdown there. Really cool drumming from Mike. Yeah, that cadential pattern we did again a few times. When I talk about the cadential pattern, it's just an embellished chord over the fifth of the key, setting up an embellished dominant. And that's the end of that one. Cool. So it goes right into the next song. We're going to keep rolling, y'all. This is War Inside My Head. It is the third section of 6 Degrees. Here we go. Heavier. It's heavier than it's been for a while. It's a dark key. They're in E flat minor. This is straight in the straight compound 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Avon showers showed the cowards weren't there to mess around. Heat exhaustion, mind distortion, military victory mounted on innocent ground. Hearing voices from miles away,
Double kick.
seeing shadows in the light of the day.
Waging a war inside my head. This is a person who's been in war. And now the war is inside their head. They're talking about napalm showers. Free vacation of palm trees and shrapnel. Treating innocence for permanent psychotic hell. That's gonna go right to the next one. I didn't really realize just how connected these sections actually are. Y'all are probably going, keep going, damn it. just come on now. That one's interesting though, because War Inside My Head, I think they're talking about a veteran, somebody who has experienced war, and I think they're talking about PTSD. That seems pretty apparent to me. Napalm showers showed the cowards we weren't there to mess around, so that's calling back to the past. A military victory mounted on innocent ground. So, at least in this person's mind, that they weren't justified in what they did. And it weighs on them. Years and years of bloodshed and warfare, our mission was only to get in and kill. Damn. A free vacation of palm trees and shrapnel, trading innocence for permanent psychotic hell. It's quite poetic and darn powerful, y'all. We're going to keep rolling, though. We got to get to the next section. This is section 4, the test that stumped them all. Here we go. Boy, that's if they're comparing stuff to mental, that's a mind that's racing, isn't it? Boy, the virtuosity is unmatched, I think. In 13. 1, 2, 3, and 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 right? It's 7 plus 6. 5, 6, 7, 5, 3, 4, 5. The answers to the test that stump them all. The boy is crazy, suffering from delusions.
He lives in a world of fiction. We have just the place to fix him. Save him from himself.
Save him from himself.
Curled up in the darkness, searching for the light. The smell of stale sweat and shit steaming through the night.
Not a place I'd want to be. Counseling and therapy providing not a clue. Well, when it smells like sweat and shit in the night, I wouldn't respond to counseling or therapy either. Find the answers. It seems such a clear-cut case.
Why don't we try shock treatment? We have just the tools to fix him. Save him from himself.
Poor kid. It's a cool riff. Drumming. Listen to those toms. That's cool. It's the pitch bending on the keyboard that gets me. That's just beyond my level of playing ability. To be able to pitch bend with your left hand over here while you're soloing with your right, that's ability that's beyond me, for sure. Much respect. That sounds like they're in E. Arrival point, I think that's an A chord. And that's going to go right into the next one, I believe. And it is called Goodnight Kiss. We're going to go right into it, y'all. Here we go. So they stay A major 7, E major 7. It's almost a Satie progression. It's almost like a lullaby. I love that they've taken this much time to calm us down from the racing heartbeat that was the previous piece.
Good night kiss in your nightgown, lavender in your bed, so innocent as you lie down, sweet dreams that run through your head. Are you lonely without mommy's love? I want you to know I'd die for that moment. You're just a poor girl, afraid of this cruel world.
Just a poor girl afraid of this cruel world, taken away
from it all.
That's an interesting move. It's the same 4-1, but they're a step lower than they were. It's not often that you modulate down by step.
It's been 5 years to the day.
It's been 5 years to the day my tainted blood is still the same.
Still the same.
That's an interesting line.
Can't help acting this way. Those bastard doctors are gonna pay.
We got back to the original key, by the way.
I'm so lonely without babies alone.
This is so sad, y'all. Dream Theater bringing the emotion today. I think they're talking about a child that was lost in the process of giving birth, or postpartum depression, or grief in losing a child. I think it's from the perspective of the mother. I'm just a poor girl afraid of this cruel world, taken away from it all. It's been 5 years to the day, and my tainted blood is still the same. The blood connection is what leads me to believe or draw a connection to the act of giving birth itself. We've heard this theme before in the Overture. This comes back. Yep. Really smart musicianship. There's the 5 of 5. Is it going to go to minor 4? That it does. Really, really smart. Because now we can anticipate, if we were paying attention in the Overture, we can anticipate the way that the storytelling is going to go. Because that's the importance and the job of a true overture to a piece. You hear the beeping in the background. It's like an operating table, right in a hospital. Wow, that one hit me hardest so far, y'all. Yeah, losing a child. It strikes me, yeah, grief can fuel a lot of things. It can fuel depression, it can fuel our anxiety, it can fuel almost any mental hardship that we go through. It's kind of the gasoline that fuels the fire, isn't it? And yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Difficult topics in this long piece, but wow, it's powerful music so far. Let's move on. Solitary Shell is part 6, and that starts right now. Here we go. Slow 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He seemed no different from the rest. Just a healthy, normal boy.
It's a healthy, normal boy.
His mama always did her best, and he was daddy's pride and joy. He learned to walk and talk on time, never cared much to be held. And steadily he would decline into his solitary shell. As a boy he was considered somewhat odd, kept to himself most of the time. He would daydream in and out of his own world, but in every other way he was fine. He's a Monday morning lunatic, disturbed from time to time.
He's a Monday morning lunatic, disturbed from time to time, lost within himself in his solitary shell.
In his solitary shell. Temporary catatonic madman on occasion. When will he break out of his
The music is so happy and normal. And the stuff that they're singing about is not. There's a real dichotomy there. Just a side note, nothing against Mike Mangini, but the more that I hear Mike Portnoy drum, I really enjoy his musicianship. Really enjoy his drumming.
He struggled to get through his day. He was helplessly behind. He poured himself onto the page, writing for hours at a time.
Writing for hours at
As
a
a
time.
man, he was a danger to himself. Fearful inside most of the time. He was drifting in and out of sanity, but in every other way, he was fine.
Drifting in and out of sanity, but in every other way he was fine.
Lunatic, disturbed from time to
We're talking about somebody who is autistic. I don't think that they might be, but I don't think that it's specifically about autism. It's more broad than that. Could be wrong. They're in 11. To 11. Dream Theater and their crazy prime numbers of meters. Such a happy song. The music, the lyrics are just difficult, you know? Go Jordan. I like the straight piano sound in this music. The synths are great, but the real piano sound just kind of hits me in the feels. This one's going to go into the next song here in a second too. And that's done. I'm actually thankful that that one stops. We've got 2 more to go, y'all. I'm enjoying myself. This is a fascinating piece of music. Solitary Shell. I mentioned that they could be talking about autism. That's what I thought at the beginning. He seemed no different from the rest. Just a healthy, normal boy. His mama always did her best, and he was daddy's pride and joy. He learned to walk and talk on time, never cared much to be held, and steadily he would decline into his solitary shell. For a few years, y'all may not know this about me. I don't know if I've ever said this. For a few years back in the mid 2010s, like 13, 14 through like the 2016, I worked as a contractor with Autism Speaks, who has an office here in our area in New Jersey. A lady that works in their grants department is a member of my church choir, and they needed some help with developing their sort of internal relational database. And with my logic skills, I could help them with that. But being around that organization for a few years and seeing some of the literature about autism, that's what I kind of gravitated to. But I think it can be applied to a more broad array of reasons or maladies why someone would disassociate with the world around them and sort of retreat into this cocoon of protection. Could be a number of different things. But yeah, the dichotomy of the difficulty of the experience with this person in the lyrics, with the real peppy music that was going along, that's just really interesting to me. Curious. I might have to listen to that one again to get it. But wonderful stuff. Let's go on number 7, or part 7, About to Crash, reprise. Let's see what's happening here. Here we go. Power guitar. Back at 7. And back in E. Now they're just straightforward. Rock and roll. How about that from got a new sense of elation, boundless energy, euphoria, fixation.
It seems so meaningless to try when all I want to do is cry. Who would ever know I felt so sad? 'Cause even though I get so high, I know that I will never
Same chord progression.
fly. When I fall out of the sky, who'll be standing by?
taking it all in. There's a lot through this. I don't mind it. And we're almost there. We're almost there. About to crash, reprise. This is going back to the bipolar girl from part 2, right? I'm alive again, the darkness far behind me. I'm invincible, despair will never find me. She has come out of her destructive pattern a bit. And she's realizing, though, that it won't be too long before she sinks back into it, and she's just seeking some affirmation that somebody is going to be around to care and help when that happens. I can't imagine. Even though I get so high, I know. Instead of he knows that she'll never fly, now this person is saying, I know that I'll never fly, and when I fall out of the sky, who will be standing by? Will you be standing by? They're asking for help. They're asking for, for us to stand by in their time of need. Let's finish it off, my friends. This is going to be part 8, Losing Time / the grand finale. Let's see how they finish this up. Here we go. Let's see if we get some classic big Dream Theater anthemic sounds.
She dresses in black every day. She keeps her hair simple and plain. She never wears makeup, but no one would care if she did anyway. She doesn't recall yesterday. Faces seem twisted and strange, but she always wakes up only to find she'd been miles away.
Down by a half step in Sol, and that becomes 4-1 in E minor. That's a cool move, because they were in E flat. And now they're in E. Gotta remember that. That was a slick trick. Now they're back in E flat. Wanting to escape, she had created a way to survive. She learned to detach from herself. Behavior that kept her alive. And hopeful goes to C major. Hope in the face of our human distress. Helps us to understand the turbulence deep inside. That's a G chord. Yeah. Awesome. There's the minor 4/7. That's the Dream Theater tug at the heartstrings chord. they like to use. 5/6. Deception of fame, vengeance of war, lives torn apart. It's pulling everything together. Losing oneself, spiraling down, feeling the walls closing in. A journey to find the answers inside our elusive mind. It goes to E. That's a long chord. Oh, I read that in some of the Dream Theater albums, they would take the final chord of one album and loop it like to the beginning track of the next album. Like the albums can be listened to without interruption, and they just flow from one to the other. I wonder if this, I think that, is this part of that? I'm pretty sure. It's a long time to hold an E chord. I think the person in this particular song, I'm not sure what they're dealing with. Is it multiple personality disorder? He's still going. Huh. It gradually fades out. Well, what a journey this has been, my friends. Whew. Powerful piece. Powerful piece. An important piece of music. I think it's wonderful that our friends in Dream Theater are writing such profound art on these themes of mental anguish and mental illness, and how we deal with these things. As I look through the lyrics in this last little bit here on Losing Time in the grand finale, she dresses in black every day. She keeps her hair simple and plain. She never wears makeup, but no one would care if she did anyway. And this little spot was fascinating to me. She doesn't recall yesterday. Faces seem twisted and strange, but she always wakes up only to find she'd been miles away. That's why I was thinking maybe a person dealing with multiple personality disorder, or just somebody who is just dealing with overwhelming trauma, who is kind of disassociating with things, just trying to get through life's challenges, through the worst of it, and trying to maintain a sense of hope and a sense of moving forward. This was really interesting. So the lyrics say, wanting to escape, she had created a way to survive. She learned to detach from herself, a behavior that kept her alive. And then the music changes. It becomes like it resolves into this major sound, and it's an interesting modulation. And then they say, hope in the face of our human distress helps us to understand the turbulence deep inside that takes hold of our lives. And that's really what it's all about, my friends. It's getting to the end of the day and trying to find that hope within ourselves. In the end, I think the band is encouraging us to see these mental issues as real and as palpable. I think we are more accustomed to understanding their realness and their validity today. 20 years ago, this, I think some of it was still seen as taboo, or like, oh, just get over yourself, you know. But I think the empathy for these sorts of issues, mental issues, issues and scars and trauma that we can't see, have become more real to us than they ever have been before. So the band is encouraging us to see these mental issues as they are, as real and palpable, and to find commonality with those who also struggle, and you know, just to be with us as we process the relationships and occurrences in our lives that challenge and scar us. I know that I'm gonna look this up. Let's see. The rest of the album, the opening of 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, the first disc, it starts with the glass prison, right? And that's you know, reflection, restoration, and revelation from Mike Portnoy. So maybe that one will be on the YouTube channel soon, because I want to hear more from this album. These themes are fascinating to me, and I think they're important, obviously, and I'm obviously they're important to all of you. This track, this album, has been very heavily recommended over the many months that we've been doing the Daily Doug, and it's been quite a journey to experience it with you today. I'm glad that you were with me for this, and I'm just more and more impressed with the humanity and art of the guys in Dream Theater. The virtuosity is laudable, and it's overwhelming at times at how good they are at just playing their instruments. But there's real substance behind it, which I think is what has kept Dream Theater being Dream Theater for all these many years. And really fascinating music, and this has been a lot of, I wouldn't say fun, but boy, it's been fulfilling an experience to go through this. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This has been fun. This is the 10th of our extended play lounges. We've done 10 of these, and they've all been great, and just unbelievable journeys in each of them. So I hope you enjoy these. We will continue to do these in the new year, and I thank you for being here, and we will see you next time in a new year on the Extended Play Lounge on the Daily Doug.